You know what it is. It's your guy, Rhett, Butler, and this. Well, this is that pretty left hook. Hitting you in your goddamn liver. Check this. I'm going to go right into this. Floyd, Money, Mayweather. First and foremost, if there's anybody on the planet having more fun than Money Mayweather, I don't know what the hell their name is. Because Floyd's having the most fun, and he's getting all the money for this. He's aptly titled Money. Why? Because Floyd Mayweather, now in retirement, has been doing a bunch of exhibition bouts. He just did an exhibition bout this weekend in Japan with Rizin FF, which is Rizin Fighting Federation. Now, Floyd's 45 years old. He's never lost a fight. He's 50-0. He had a stellar career, even though a lot of you want to say he ducked and dodged and all of this, but he's the most successful boxer businessman ever. He created the hybrid. Period. You can say what you want. That's what he did. And now in retirement, he's figuring out how to get free bags. He likes to say legal bank robberies. But for $20 million for the ass whooping he just gave this guy in 2 rounds on Saturday at the Saitama Super Arena in Japan, yeah, no mask, no glove, he robbed the bank. Floyd fought Mikuru Asakura, a YouTuber and a mixed martial artist over in Japan. The event was billed as an exhibition and presented by Mayweather Promotions and Japan's Rizin Fighting Federation. But Mayweather still threw them paws, yo. Like he didn't go in there to play games, and he actually knocked the dude out. Now, if you're not familiar, because I know y'all don't know shit about boxing, an exhibition bout is when it's not gonna go on your record. It's kind of like a smoker, a gym fight, or a club fight, just to kind of have fun, being playful. So there's not supposed to be any real action. But Mayweather decided to knock this guy out. Not the first time, by the way. The first time he fought in Japan, he fought Tenshin Nasukawa, and he knocked him out, I think, in the first round. And he made $9 million for that. This fight, he fought the guy for a reported 3 rounds, but they only fought for 2 because Floyd, at the very end of the second round, knocked the guy out. I'm talking about it was a wrap. They had referee Kenny Bayless coming in from Las Vegas as the referee. He called the fight over. Again, not a professional fight, no records, but he still knocked dude out. Okay? $20 million for 3 rounds. He didn't even make it past the second round, man. I mean, this was crazy. I'm going to tell you what Floyd said. I would like to thank the whole country of Japan. Unbelievable country, unbelievable people, an exciting, incredible turnout. Round of applause for this great competitor right here. All right, Floyd, you being nice. We appreciate you. I'm sure they appreciate you in Japan. You know what I mean? Konnichiwa, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, there was a lot of shenanigans afoot during the fight and after the fight, such as, and we're going to get into the fight stuff, but I got to tell you what went on right before the fight. So in Japan, there's a traditional flower ceremony, right? The flower ceremony. So, the flower gifting ceremony is a tradition before Japanese fights where fighters are honored before they do battle by a big bouquet of flowers being given to them. Well, in this case, a man who was supposed to give the flowers to Mayweather stepped into the ring, and instead of giving the flowers to Mayweather, he threw them on the floor in front of his feet, which in Japanese culture is a sign of ultimate disrespect. It's disrespectful. It's very disrespectful to throw flowers at the competitor's feet. Floyd didn't care. He thought it was funny. Again, he's getting $20 million to play with people. So he picked up the flowers, gave it to his corner, and the fight ensued. But the gentleman who runs Rizin Fighting Federation in Japan, he knew what that meant in Japanese culture, and he wasn't going to let that pass. So he wrote on Instagram, "We deeply apologize for letting this happen. We deeply apologize for letting such a vile individual step into the sacred ring. This is Nobuyoki Sakakibara, president of Rizin FF. We promise that we will make sure such actions will never be taken place ever again." So somebody stepped into the situation, disrespected Floyd. He didn't care. He's getting $20 million to play. He was like, it is what it is. But Japan still showed, they about that action, and they stepped up about that. And supposedly that was a politician that did that. I don't know. He's like from some different faction in politics in Japan, some small faction. So I guess he felt like, you're bringing Floyd over here to get free money. We over here losing elections and all that. It was a problem for him. He had to let the flowers go on the floor. You know what I'm saying? Then the fights themselves were like not being made correctly. So even before the actual event took place, Floyd had to put his own bodyguard, Ray Sadehi, a.k.a. Jizzy Mack, into the actual fight themselves. And Jizzy Mack is the guy, the white dude that's kind of brolic that you always see with Floyd. He always looks like he's ready, but he got face planted in this fight. He actually got his ass beat. Yeah. And again, this was like no weight classes. They just threw him in there. He fought a guy on open weight class. And Jizzy Mack caught the L. You know what I'm saying? He got boop and fell flat on his face. But shout out to Jizzy Mack. I mean, we see this guy all the time. He's supposed to be the tough guy. He went in there, caught the L from a Japanese fighter. But, hey, man, I give anybody respect to going to the ring, especially on short notice, especially if they boss is Floyd Mayweather, who is going to clown him. Because that's what Floyd do. Jizzy Mack caught the L. And then, at the end of the fight, and in the press conference before, who showed up? Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao came, y'all. Manny came. He came because it was Asia. He wanted to show his love. And, of course, the crowd was like, oh, we see you doing the exhibitions. Oh, you're going to fight Manny? Man, Floyd had a lot to say. Floyd, he can't help but be disrespectful. This is what he does. He gets paid for bad behavior. What did Floyd say? There's no blueprint on how to beat Floyd Mayweather. And he can tell you that himself. This is Floyd talking about Pacquiao. Now, in case you don't know, Floyd is 45 years old. Manny, I believe, is 43. This is Floyd continuing. When we talk about Hall of Famers, he's a Hall of Famer. This is Floyd talking about Pacquiao. But nobody has the remedy on how to beat Floyd Mayweather. Then Floyd waved his finger at Manny and said, don't let them trick you into getting your ass whooped again. Yo, very disrespectful. He's disrespectful. This is what he does. But then Pacquiao gave him a little jab. Pacquiao said, he's older than me, meaning Mayweather. I'm still young. What I have done and accomplished in boxing, it's one of a kind. To get here, an 8-division world champion is not easy. And for those who don't know, Manny Pacquiao is the only 8-division world champion in boxing. When it comes to comparing their resumes in boxing, Mayweather had to let it be known, like, I'm undefeated, boss. So, here goes Floyd again. When it comes to what's going on in that squared circle, I'm the best. No matter how you grade it, how you slice it, how you cut it, if you go 100 years back, 300 years back, all the way to now, there's only one best, and that's Floyd Mayweather. Hey, it's real. Now, before the fight, the storylines are everywhere. Floyd had said that he was looking at possibly doing it again with who? Conor McGregor. But of course, it's Floyd, so when he said it, he had to say it's super disrespectful. This is what he said before the fight against Mikuru Asakara in relation to Conor. I want to go out there this weekend in Tokyo and have fun. Then I have another exhibition in Dubai in November. That's against a guy named Deji. We're going to get into that. And me and Conor McGregor in 2023. I am not into fights where I'm going to take any real punishment. Now, Conor McGregor considers himself a killer in the ring, right? The octagon, whatever you're talking about. He thinks he's a killer. He thinks he did his thing against Floyd when they boxed, even though he took the L. So for Conor McGregor If you're saying I'm not into any fights where I'm going to take any real punishment, you're basically saying he's a cupcake. You're saying he's a cupcake. Floyd continued, of course, because he loves it. So guys like Conor McGregor and guys that don't really hit hard, such as YouTubers or UFC guys, I don't really mind colliding with those kinds of individuals. But nothing where I'm going to put myself in a position where I'm going to harm myself or hurt myself. It's disrespectful. But we love it. Now, he has a point, right? McGregor is 1-3 with his last fight resulting in a TKO via doctor stoppage in the first round. I mean, in MMA, McGregor's not crushing it like he did when he became the champ with a featherweight and a lightweight strap. Then jumping up to welterweight and all of that. This is not the same McGregor. Then he caught that crazy leg break. Yeesh. That was a problem, which still has him out to this day. And many people feel like McGregor's not the same fighter as he was, right? He's just not the same. He's caught leg breaks. He's caught some L's. Plus, he got that big bag from the Mayweather fight. And to be quite honest, he doesn't really have to be that hungry anymore. Then on top of that, he sold his interest in, what is this thing called? Oh, Proper 12 whiskey. Once he sold his interest in that, the guy's made a lot of money. Like, I think he was #1 on Forbes list in 2021. So for him, he's kind of like, Floyd, I don't need to do none of this, right? But he heard the noise, and he decided to clap back. Conor McGregor said, let me find that. Because, I mean, you know it's Conor, so we're talking two people that are ultimately with the shits. Conor McGregor went to Instagram and put a peace sign, #not interested. You know, he don't want to play with Floyd no more. He said, I'm done. You talking trash, I'm done. Then he went a little further. When a guy tweeted what Mayweather said, then Conor jumped in. Floyd also said he made $100 million to spar Logan Paul, yet never made the Forbes list top 100. Okay, now he's talking money. We talking money. He hasn't cleared $20 million in one full year since 2017. When we fought the last time. So he's saying basically, and we're going to get into Jake Paul. Jake Paul said this too, that Floyd is fighting a tax bill that's crazy and all of that. So whatever. Otherwise, this is Conor McGregor still. Otherwise, he'd have been on the list. He hasn't made the Forbes list since 2017. In other words, he's full of shit. This is what Conor's saying about Floyd. He don't want to fight you. He's claiming your bread is low. And this leads into actually Jake Paul. Because Jake Paul has had a lot to say as Floyd Mayweather is doing what he calls, and what I'm going to co-sign, as legal bank robberies in boxing with these exhibitions where he's knocking fools out in 1 or 2 rounds. Jake Paul's now coming for Floyd's legacy, talking about you're tarnishing what was a pristine career fighting no-name YouTubers around the world. It's a perspective. Let's hear what Jake Paul had to say. All right, ladies and gentlemen, picture this. It's 2022. Floyd Mayweather is ruining his legacy fighting no-name guys, wasting his fans' money, wasting his fans' time. This is what Paul said on social media. He dropped a video. He doesn't even know the names of the guys he's fighting, and then he chooses to fight comedy shorts gamer, influencer, to make some money to pay his tax bills. People have been claiming that Floyd owes a lot of taxes because he's been making clearly hundreds of millions of dollars for years, and they're claiming he didn't give Uncle Sam nothing, and whatever he did, whatever. Jake Paul had a lot to say. This is Jake Paul again. Floyd Mayweather telling Jake Paul that you will only fight Jake Paul if he comes down to his weight, 140 or something. I can't believe what's going on in the world. I can't believe this is real. This is Jake Paul. He continued, because Jake Paul's with the shits. Floyd, I will fight you. And that's one of the biggest fights to make in boxing. I weigh 175, you weigh 165. We can get that done. Make a couple $100 million. But what will your excuse be? You didn't care what my brother weighed, so why do you care what I weigh? Oh, because you know what's going to happen. I want to say I've got your O, meaning his undefeated record. I don't want to just say I've got your hat. I got your O. If you don't remember when Mayweather fought Logan Paul, Jake Paul's brother, Jake jumped up, stole Floyd's hat, ran with the hat. They couldn't catch him. Then went to the hotel and tattooed on his leg, "Got your hat," on his leg, and then kept saying, "Got your hat, got your hat." It became like this little silly thing. But he actually got a tattoo with this. Like, this kid is nuts. Let me continue with Jake Paul. Jake Paul kept saying, "But you're going to find a way to dance around this. You've said, oh, once he fights a professional fighter, he's going to get destroyed. It'll be bad for him. Why not let that be you? The best ever." Floyd calls himself TBE, the best ever. Back to Jake. This is what Jake kept saying. "There's only one Mayweather, but he's scared to fight Jake Paul. It's 2022. I can't believe what the fuck is going on, guys. God damn it." This is what Jake Paul said in a video after Mayweather's fight. Now, here's my thing, right? I just gave you all that background to say the following. I'm not mad at Floyd Mayweather getting $20 million to knock a dude out in 2 rounds. I'm not mad at Floyd Mayweather for picking and choosing weak, soft targets, getting a huge bag because people want to see this, and then flying up out the country on an Air Mayweather jet with his boys and another Birkin bag for his girls. I'm not tripping. I'm not tripping. If you understand the boxing business, then you understand the following. Boxing is created for the fighter to lose. The people that win in boxing normally were the promoters. Okay, we have the Muhammad Ali Boxing Act because, promoters were nefarious, acting as managers and promoters, taking all the money, charging you miscellaneous fees like Don King was allegedly doing for towels with Tyson this and water bottles that, and then you look back at your check and your check is minus all these things because the promoter was told to go take care of you. Mayweather said, "I did it my way, bought myself out my contract for $750,000 from Top Rank, went on to become the most successful boxer businessman in the history of the sport. I'm not the greatest ever because that's Muhammad Ali. I'm the best ever because I got the most money." Now, I'm mad at the guy. A lot of y'all said that he picked soft targets as a professional. I choose to disagree. I think that when he was Pretty Boy Floyd, early in his career, he wasn't making the bread he made when he became Money Mayweather and started owning his career. You're mad because he understood business. That's the same mentality we have when we get mad at LeBron James for leaving teams or quote unquote creating super teams, but then he's now the only active playing billionaire in the NBA. So who are you mad at? They don't control the business. Mayweather does on his side because he's the one that's owning his own company. But LeBron don't. He don't own the NBA. I think eventually he'll own a team when he retires because he's just that ill. But at the same time, you can't get mad at guys for making moves to get the money when literally they're being treated like racehorses, running to the ground, in LeBron's case, up and down the court, in Floyd's case, punched in the face, and expected to not become wealthy. We see NFL documentaries all the time about these guys going broke. There's literally a documentary called Broke, talking about how all these NFL players blew the money, blew out their knee, and it was a wrap. Floyd Mayweather has a successful 50-0 career, makes the most money in boxing ever. Out of the top 10 pay-per-views of all time, I want to say he has like 5 or 6. This guy's a problem. He has the top 2, which is Mayweather versus Pacquiao, the top, most highest grossing pay-per-view of all time in the world. And then Mayweather versus McGregor is the second. This guy's a G. He's up there with the only people in that category is Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali. Like these are the people. And Floyd has like most of the records. Now that he's just doing it for a quick bag, who cares? Who cares? Jake Paul's gonna try to get his goat him and get his goat because Jake Paul wants to get to the bag. He wants to get paid. He saw his brother get paid by Mayweather, even though he claims he didn't get paid by Mayweather. But he's trying to get paid. But we can't listen to the shenanigans of politics and politics. It is what it is. Floyd is the smartest man in boxing. He just went to Japan and made $20 million and knocked the kid out in a quote-unquote exhibition in the second round. Then flew home and got his bodyguard a bag, even though he got knocked out. He caught a quick bag, and he already was getting a bag for watching Mayweather. What I see is Mayweather having fun playing with your emotions, getting free money, and showing you he's the best even when he's not trying. Bravo, my man. I love it. I'm happy for you. I love everything that's going on. And to be quite honest, anybody that has a problem with this move, you're a hater. What's Q Mano? Hi, hater. Hi, hater. You see me. Hi, hater. That's what's going on with you. Please, give me $20 million to run around the ring, play games, and go home. I'll grab some sushi on the way back on my flight as well. Just like I'm sure Mayweather did on Air Mayweather. Salute to that man. Salute to the money team. This is why they call the money team, because they get money. And my name is Pritty Left Hook. You already know what it is. It's your guy, Rhett Butler. Shout out to the Up On Game Network. Please like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. At Up On Game Network everywhere. Up On Game Presents everywhere. At Pritty Left Hook, the podcast on the gram. And at Pritty Left Hook on Twitter and all that good stuff. You know what it does, man. We outside. Shout out to Fox Sports, iHeartRadio, and of course the Up On Game team. My man Dustin, Vito, Blanco, Cardo, and of course the big homie LeVar Arrington. You know what it does and you know what it did. It's your boy Rhett Butler, and this was that Pritty Left Hook. Peace. Hey, yo.